Yeah, and we be back with not actually a pirate block, but we do have Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. We're going to be doing a two-player run, I believe, which is going to be really exciting. My name is Lilia, and I will be the host for this run. Quickly, before we do get things underway, we actually have a $25 donation from Scarlet Boomers. Thank you so much for that donation, and don't forget to let us know where you would like to put that incentive for. As it currently stands, we've got a bunch of fun things going on. We've got a massive bid war going on between what character you want in TMNT Shredder's Revenge. I'll read them out really quickly. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, April, Splinter, Casey Jones, Usagi, Carrie. Those would be your options. Along with that, there's also a bit more for what character to play between Lycanthrope, Batmaster, and Warlock. And last but not least, we are trying to reach the goal of $250 for Death Link for all runners participating in Archipelago. With that all said and done, I will let my lovely friends in here take the wheel.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Des. I am on the left side of your screen today. I will be racing with my friend LiliaDusk, who is on the right side of the screen. And if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Hello.
Lilia, you go first.
Okay. Yeah, I'm LiliaDusk. I'm on the right side of the screen, apparently. And yeah, we'll be racing the fun genie game.
Yeah.
And I'm Jinx. You can find me in a little box under the timer. And I will be commentating this race for y'all.
Excellent. We're gonna start by hitting new game here. And we'll be selecting our game mode, which is going to be pirate mode. We'll be doing 100%. Is the audio good? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
The fun genie game. Okay. Lilia, when I'll count us down.
Yep. Go ahead.
Perfect. All right. We will be going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I guess to get us started, this is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. They're doing a 100% run on New Game Plus, which is called Pirate Mode. There's no out-of-bounds glitches. And the reason they do New Game Plus is then they have access to all the pirate weapons, and that just helps them a bit with some speed tricks here. So you're gonna see them as they start kind of running back and forth, and that'll be to get them this sword dash that you can see on Death's screen, and that's just going to be one of their main modes of transportation throughout this run. Pretty much every cutscene and text box can be skipped. There's a bit of timing to it. If you skip it too early, you get an inventory screen showing up, and that'll be a bit of time loss, so they're going to try to not do that in this run. There's a few other speed techniques they're going to use. For vertical movement, they're going to be using their knife drop and their cannon. So knife drop will be going down, cannon will be going up, and then you'll also see them using the pirate's hat, and that'll just help them float through the sky a bit quicker. Other than that, this first area is the most important part is just to get through as quick as possible. They're coming up on the first boss right now. You'll see they've activated a pike ball, and that's going to be for use during the first boss. So the first boss is Ammo Baron. Basically, it's just going to be an attempt to kill him as fast as possible. They're going to aim for 3 cycles. The 2 cycle would technically be perfect, but I don't know if it's actually possible. So yeah, we're just gonna watch them try to 3 cycle Ammo Baron.
I got 2 charges. That's not great.
So yeah, Ammo Baron has a couple attacks. He has the charge attack, which is not helpful, and then he'll shoot the cannon that they can shoot back at him. And that'll be how they defeat him.
So unfortunately, in this part of the run, or in this part of the game, we find out that Ammo Baron has bought the palace from the mayor. So Shantae attacking him actually is illegal, and she's now going to court. And all of her friends abandoned her.
And I have the most important part of this game coming up. So Shantae is going home, and she's feeling pretty bad about this, so she's going to take a bath. The important thing to note is Shantae doesn't own a bathtub.
Introducing our main antagonist.
So this is Risky Boots. Risky Boots is a pirate, and she's kidnapped Shantae. And basically, what has happened is Risky Boots' crew has been infected with dark magic, and they've turned into bats. And Risky Boots needs someone to defeat these bats to remove the dark magic and get her crew back. So that's basically the main point of the game. Is we're going to go through, help Risky Boots get her bats into crew back. And so now Risky Boots has given Shantae the Risley lamp.
It's our most important item.
The most important item. And basically, the lamp is going to collect your dark magic as well as any money that is on the screen, so you don't have to like run around collecting it. You can just use the lamp. Here we're going to grab the library card. The next part you can't actually get to until you grab the library card and you've saved. So they're going to go do a quick save, grab the library card, and then get through to their next part. At this point, Jess is going to move forward into the next area where Lilia has gone back to collect some dark magic from a previous area. Just a bit of a difference in the runs, but they'll both end up doing the same thing, just at different points.
Well, there's a nice little spot underneath that running through area where you can get some extra money in the ground. I usually like to grab that.
On Lilia's screen that anytime they beat one of the dark magic bats, they'll leave the screen and come back. This just skips the animation and saves a bit of time. There are a few places that the runners won't do this, and that's because if you leave the screen, you're going to get popped up somewhere else and have to go do a whole big loop to get back to that screen, so it's better just to wait there and finish the animation.
Nice, I got all the flesh pops in one go. This is my favorite Crackle Bat in the whole game because he sits on a really precarious position, and if he falls down, he kind of gets stuck. It's hard to grab him. There you go. That's a little bit better.
So I actually got really lucky here. I got a super pike ball from one of the scarecrows
Oh,
in
I'm
Scarecrow
jealous.
Field. So that'll make my second boss, or third boss, I guess, after the Ammo Baron a lot faster. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It should.
In theory, it should.
We're doing a little bit of sequence breaking right now. Normally, you can't go and get the brochure I just picked up until after you beat the next boss. You need the pistol to unlock it, and this is kind of where New Game Plus kicks in. We get the opportunity to grab some stuff a little bit early. To get into the palace, you have to get 3 flesh pots to feed these children that are on the screen here that Bolo's keeping an eye on. So we give them 3, and we go open the door. Or we stand on the door and we try to open it.
Some really bad RNG with this crackle bat.
Mine did not go very well either, so that's okay. So we just got our first map. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. If I could just go ahead and remind everybody that we are currently all part of Slurpathon right now, and Slurpathon is raising money for Extra Life, which raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Proceeds go to the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. Extra Life brings together thousands of gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. Since its inception in 2008, Extra Life has raised over $100 million for sick and injured kids. And most importantly, I know this is going to blow everybody's mind, but the funds raised to the Alberta Children's Hospital actually go in as unrestricted funds. And what that means is the hospital decides where and how to spend that money to ensure the dollars raised with the biggest impact possible.
No RNG for me on the scarecrows at all, so you're a little bit ahead of me there, Lilia. Good job.
So Jess right now is going to return the library card that he borrowed earlier, and he gets 100 monies from that. He's already got 100 monies from before, so he's going to go to the shop and buy a couple pirate flares. Basically, those are just going to, when you go to an island, you can use a pirate flare from anywhere and it'll put you back at the beginning, which is very useful in a run like this. He's also going to buy the shampoo, which is just a damage upgrade, and the silky cream, which is an attack speed upgrade, as all of the, well, not all, but most of the attacks come from Shantae's hair. So he's gonna head off to Saliva Island. This is our first island. It will become very apparent when it's called Saliva Island shortly.
I got the legendary ret to go. That's it.
And you got the ret to go, so this is gonna be a great run. There's a whole puzzle here that you're supposed to be doing, but we're just gonna skip it. There's a ham, and we need to get the ham stink. So we're gonna hit the ham 6 times, and then with our magic genie lamp, we're going to get the ham stink. From the ham stink, we're going up to meet a crackle bat, and then there's gonna be a dude, a little dragon dude who's sleeping, and we're gonna have to wake him up. Turns out the only thing that can wake him up is going to be the ham stink. So you'll notice it looks like Lilia's a bit behind, but because Lilia got some of the early crackleback and Des didn't, they're actually probably pretty equal in time right now. Also important to note, because it's a 100% run, we're also going to grab all of the heart squids. There's 3 heart squids on each island, but we're not actually going to get any extra hearts. In order to get extra hearts, you have to take the heart squids to a character that will grind them up and give you an extra heart. That takes time. We're not going to do that. So now we have our drooling dragon, and this is why we're calling this island Saliva Island.
I would also wake up some good smelling ham in Decisive. It's quite delicious.
Ham stink. Maybe like good smelling ham, but I don't know about stink. Now we have our bikini girls who are so pale they shine light and open this little spell that we're gonna collect. And so we collect the Petrify spell. Earlier in the run, or in the game on the island, you would have met this man whose wife has been turned into stone, and he asked for help. So we're going to go back and meet him for the first time, but also give him a spell that we just got. Now, you might say, Petrify spell, that's going to turn him into stone instead of his wife out of stone. And yes, you give him the spell and he turns into stone. Very tragic.
Unfortunately, they are so heavy, they break the floor and open the entrance to the dungeon.
Go into our first dungeon here. There's a kind of secret here. If you go to the left and you go into kind of like a mini dungeon, and this is just like a replica of a dungeon from one of the earlier games. And in here we're going to pick up a couple keys. These keys we're not going to use right away, but they are going to come in handy later.
As we are running through this would be a wonderful time if there's any announcements to make.
Of course, I can gladly share some fun tidbits and information about... I could always remind us, everybody, that we've got plenty of incentives running along right now that would love to see your dollars go towards them. Our next upcoming one would be for TMNT Shredder's Revenge. We have a whole list of characters that are available to be played, and only the top 3 can make it. As it currently stands, Donatello seems pretty snugly set in at $25, but anyone else is up for grabs. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, April O'Neil's, Master Splinter, Casey Jones, Usagi, or Kari. Any donations could put any of those other ones up on the board as well, and those top 3 will be played in the Shredder's Revenge run. Following that, we do have Castlevania Symphony of the Night later on, and the bid board there is for a selected character, or a preset loadout more specifically, and that would be for Lycanthrope, Batmaster, and Warlock options. So if you want to see any of those be the lead, you just need to donate and put that money towards that incentive for that bid war. Speaking of incentives though, we've got the Archipelago run coming up later on, and we are trying to reach the incentive to unlock a death link for all runners. As in, if one dies, everybody else does as well. We are looking to reach $250, and every single penny that you can spend your way to help us not only towards our goal of reaching $5,000 this Slurpathon. Reaching that goal would be absolutely phenomenal.
Nothing from the Cyclopses, that's unfortunate.
So through this dungeon, you're just going to see a lot of the different movement techniques being used. They're going to collect the heart squids, so they don't have to come back. And I believe Desu's coming up to our second boss here, which is a giant eyeball. And we're going to cheese this a bit, hopefully. And basically, if Shantae can get on top, she can just sword drop and get kind of stuck, and it'll immediately move to second phase. So great job on that, Des.
Thanks. Oh, that was a really solid Cyclops plant. Wow.
That was very quick. That was a great job. And yeah, on our other screen we have Lilia, and they're honestly catching up pretty quick. Not too far behind.
Tinkerbats?
So now Shantae is going to meet a Tinkerbat who's going to drop a map, and that'll get us to our next island.
Yeah. I did it!
The real question is, did I remember to shoot the wall? I did, okay. There's a little secret door eye up there. You can see that you have to shoot with the pistol. That opens the shortcut to go through the bottom half of that area. On more than one occasion, I forget.
And so Lilia is just coming up to our Cyclops now. We'll see if they can get the cheese. And they did. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, this is a super legendary. I got a double ret to go.
We're looking for PB out of Des now. The double ret to go is uncommon, to say the least. So on Spiderweb Island, Spiderweb Island is going to be a very interesting technique here. They're basically going to go meet their friend Roddy Tops, who cannot walk. There's no way she could possibly walk, and she needs to go home. So Shantae is going to get there, pick Roddy Tops up, and carry her home. So we're gonna have to get through a maze of enemies without getting hit, and it will be a bit fun to watch, I think.
With some of the most bopping music in the game.
It's true.
I was about to say, this is like one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs.
This is like peak Shantae music for sure. So everything on any of these screens when you're holding Roddy will knock you back to the beginning of the screen. Anytime that you do get bopped, it will reset the cycling on the on this specific screen. So if you're practiced only doing it without getting bopped, and then you get bopped, you're gonna have a not so great time getting reaccustomed to that. Oh, I totally could have gone for it. These little licky guys, they like to drop their tongue out at random times. Sometimes you can get lucky and skip that first one.
Yeah, most of the enemies here will have cycles. These tongues do not really.
It's a little bit closer to proximity more than anything. Could have dropped there too, wow. Oh, we got lucky.
There'll be, each screen will have like a couple of sets of enemies, and then they'll go through a few, and then there'll be new screens with new enemies. And at the end of all this, they will have a couple screens with all of the enemies we've seen through this part. And that probably will be the toughest, but these runners are pretty good, so shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, I got double lucky. That's really nice.
This island is also a pretty big step up in difficulty. The enemies here all do significantly more damage than any enemy you've seen before in the game. So just, you have to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, I suppose.
Alright, let's see if the tombstones are nice to me today.
Oh, that was a close one.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, we're okay. They kept getting me while I was practicing, so that's nice that I'm alive.
First tongue didn't behave for me.
Oh no!
Close, you almost got through that.
I took it safe. I thought about going for the fast, but I didn't want to risk having to reset the screen.
So now, Des is going through, there's these Cyclops mummies that are gonna chase him, and they will get what's coming to them.
Ooh, I got the nice drop.
Des is coming up on the last couple screens of this run Roddy Tops, where you see these weird ghost wiggly looking guys who will shoot wiggly little slimes at you. And they can be a bit annoying if you don't get them in shooting the right direction.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So if you don't get them shooting the right direction at the right time, there's no avoiding them. And unfortunately, Jess had that this time, so he was sent back to the beginning of the screen, and we'll have to try to figure it out through the rest of the run, or run for Roddy Top.
Oh, scared me for a sec. Ah, I misjudged. Unfortunate. This is the least fun one to mess up all of the cycling.
Yeah, probably like the single longest part of this run is just running Roddy Tops because we can't use any of our speed boost strats.
Oh, okay. Couple bonks, that wasn't too bad.
That Des just ran through, there is a bat there, and if you get hit by the bat, it does send you back, like way back, so they're just gonna ignore that one for now and come back to it later.
Well, that could have gone a lot worse. That was good. I'll take it.
And Lily got hit by the same little wiggly white guy that Des did.
Oh no.
Twice, oh no, tragic.
Good try. That is one of the trickiest parts of the whole run.
No. He's not being nice today. At all.
Oh no.
Go. Almost through.
There we go. Heck that guy.
Oh my goodness. This Crackle Bat is not behaving. There we go.
So now Des has dropped off Roddy Tots at home and gone and helped a man fix his wagon. And he's gonna go kill some Crackle Bats, collect some magic, dark magic, open the dungeon, and then not go in it, I believe.
No, we're just not gonna pick up the dark magic yet.
We're going in the dungeon, but not picking up the dark magic.
When you complete the dungeon, it sends you back to the entrance, so you don't have to worry about grabbing it right away.
So in this dungeon, you're going to see just kill a lot of the enemies, and the reason for this is they have a high drop rate of a super pike ball, which is going to be really helpful if they can grab that.
Lilia lucked out, so they may not have to do that at all.
Yeah, I'll probably not go out of my way to defeat the enemies, just because I did get that early drop.
I'm not lucky yet. I may have to do Spider with a regular pike ball. whatnot.
is now fixing the cart, and then we'll shortly be at the dungeon as well.
Okay. So this is Poe. He's one of Roddy Tops's brothers. The other one we saw in the house. His name is Abner.
Oh my goodness, this is like the worst luck.
This is so far no luck on drops for Des.
That is unfortunately one of the biggest hurdles when you're doing this run. If you're learning it, there is a lot of RNG dependent on item drops. You can drastically lower your time if you pick up items without having to farm money.
We will have a few farming areas, and they will take a hot minute, so that'll be a great time to go over some announcements when we get there. For now, they're just working on getting through the dungeon. Jess is gonna do a little bit of a save here, just to make sure that if things go badly,
Yeah.
we're not sent too far back.
Not getting a super pike ball was really detrimental.
Yeah,
to make this
so
run.
now Des is going to fight the Emperor Spider. He's going to turn on a pike ball. So the pike ball has one ball on it. A super pike ball has 3 that are going to be surrounding you. So just extra damage, which will help kill the boss faster.
They do also do more damage as well.
Each one does 5, but when there's 3 of them, you're getting a lot more damage faster. This is not a great spider, oh my goodness.
Skeleton's trolling me a little bit.
Lilia's getting a little bit wrecked by a skeleton over here, but
Pike ball!
Might not be a great spider, but it's a very pretty spider.
Ooh,
it sure
okay.
is.
Ooh, I don't wanna
As far as
die.
spiders can be.
Please don't die.
Oh no. Yeah, these skeletons are not being very nice to Lilia. Maybe it's because you said you were gonna kill them, and they were like, "Ha."
Joke's on you!
Joke's on you, that's our chance.
Ooh.
So Des does finish our Emperor Spider and gets the map for the next island, Tan Line Island.
Sure, I remember to pick up the dark magic before leaving.
Yeah, when you get out of the dungeon, you are going to want to pick up that dark magic that you left from earlier. And then he's going to use a pirate flare to get back to the beginning of the island, and from there he will head off to the next island.
That was surprisingly smooth of an Empress Spider, even without a...
It was smooth. It was a little slow, but it was smooth.
Yeah. And I got to keep my auto potion, which... Oh my goodness. That's 3 red to goes to Lilia. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Wow. Your run is blessed by the gods.
It's true. I also got a monster milk from the little guys on the way out.
From the spiky boys?
From the spiky boys. Alright, skeletons.
So you'll see Lilia has the super pike ball on, so it's just going to be a lot quicker to finish this. Hopefully.
Empress Spider's a little weird because she's the only character that will recoil when she takes damage from a pike ball. Most other bosses, they'll just take the damage, but they won't move.
See, if the pike balls hit her while she's on her way down, she'll recoil back up immediately, which is not ideal. So they're going to wait until she's all the way down before they start attacking.
Ideally.
Ideally. That's the goal.
In a perfect world, if it decides to behave.
Lilia is going to get the map from the Tinkerbell and then also head off to Tamline Island.
Alright, skeletons, are you gonna be nice?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we got one. 2, nice.
Yeah, that's actually really great. That means Des will have to farm much less money.
I accidentally used my bubble.
Oh no,
That's a little tragic.
I got 3 super pikes from my skeleton run.
Nice. Worth.
Yeah.
So this island's a little different. Basically, they're going to start the quest here and then head back to the other island, and this is where they're going to get the last squid, and then also do some money farming. So I believe now would be a good time for announcement.
Oh, goodness.
Of course, I can definitely share some fun tidbits and information about what's going on here. I can let everybody know that last year, Slurpathon was able to raise $4,200 for Extra Life. This year, our goal is to reach $5,000. We're making steady progress, but it would be really great if we were able to get even more progress, keep things going forward, keep this momentum. We're past 1,000. We want to reach 5,000. So if anybody has any donations they'd like to be able to send our way, it would be greatly appreciated, and I'd be more than happy to read them out. That said, maybe you're looking to run your own event and maybe do your own fundraiser. Well, getting involved is as easy as signing up online at extra-life.org, asking your friends and family to donate, and pledging to play games in support of the Children's Miracle Network Hospital of your choice. You can play from the comfort of your own home, play in any game you want. Our 170 member hospitals across North America rely on donations to provide the best care for kids. Since 2008, we have raised over $100 million, and it has gone towards things like funding critical treatments, research, and equipment, as well as helping families who cannot afford care. If you'd like to learn more about how you can play games to heal kids, just visit extra-life.org. Is there still time, or do you want me to keep going, or are you good?
Absolutely. If you have any other...
We've still got a bit more time.
Let's see, what else could I say? I can explain what Extra Life is, because I'm sure it's easy to forget. There's so many terminologies, corporations, businesses, networks, things, potatoes. So why don't I tell you what Extra Life is? Extra Life is a Children's Miracle Network Hospital fundraising program that empowers the gaming community to make a difference in the lives of local kids. Participants fundraise year-round, including a 24-hour gaming marathon, an annual gaming tournament in early spring, and a weekend of tabletop gaming. Of course, that would include Slurpathon. We are right now, and we are raising some money for Extra Life, which raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and our proceeds will be going to the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. We have a good few amount of incentives that we are still trying to reach. If anybody would like to make a donation and help us reach our goals, the big one being Archipelago, as we are trying to reach that 250 goal for death linking all the runners, which means that, like, you've seen a couple of likes in this run already. Like, imagine if when both were linked together, and like during that Rowdy Tops run, one of them got knocked out, the other would be obliterated in the exact same moment.
Oh, could you imagine?
And there's going to be a lot more people playing together at that time during the Archipelago run. So you can imagine there's going to be a lot of chances for people just to delete each other by pure accident. If you want to be seeing that happen and have a laugh along the way, do consider donating. Otherwise, we've got 2 bid wars, one going on for TMNT Shredder's Revenge, where we're looking for a few characters to be chosen as the ones that players will be playing as, and our list includes Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, April, Splinter, Casey Jones, Hisagi, and Carrie. Top 3 will be being used, and as it currently stands, Donatello is in the lead with $25. If you want your character in, if you want one of those characters in, all you gotta do is donate some money and put it towards our incentives. And of course, Castlevania Symphony of Night, one of the greatest games on the PlayStation. If you would like to make a donation towards the bid work towards that, we've got a few preset loadouts that you could vote towards, such as Lycanthrope, Batmaster, and Warlock. Any donation will put either of those in the lead and at possibility to be the choice for that run.
So, now that they've mostly collected all the money they're going to need for now, we've already saw Dusk go through this, but Lily is going to be doing it now. They're going to collect mummy sketches from these tombs, and they're going to take those back to where they got the library card, and they're going to meet, oh gosh, I don't know what his name is.
Barracuda Joe.
Barracuda Joe, who is unfortunately going to be turned into stone. But they're also going to get the code for getting into the dungeon on Tanline Island from that. Unfortunately, the code does change with every playthrough, so there's no way to choose this. They just have to get all the sketches and get the code. You see where Des is right now. Basically, they go back to Tanline Island and are immediately kidnapped because the princess has gone missing, and oh, that's tragic, really. So they Shantae's kidnapped, and they're like, "Oh, you're the princess now." So Shantae's trying to escape and save all her friends who also have been kidnapped because apparently they're all the princess. So there's these giant guards, and basically they just have to not be seen by them while they're escaping this area. And yeah, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
We lovingly call it Metal Gear Shantae.
Yes.
This is also going to be where the keys we picked up way earlier are going to come in handy. Because all of Shantae's friends are behind locked doors. And to get in there, we will need keys.
Okay, I'm not gonna go for the fast. This is bad luck. I got caught early. It's like, all right, we're gonna play this slow.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's like, you can technically jump over these guards and they won't see you. It's a little risky. And yeah, because Des did get caught earlier, he's just gonna go for the safe strat and just do it as intended.
It's very, it's very, very tight. Like, if you leave the shadows when you're touching one of the guards, you'll get caught anyways. Even if his back is fully turned to you.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I forgot my code.
Oh no!
No! Oh no!
Okay, we got there.
So yeah, now we're going to see Lilia go into the temple, get kidnapped, and also go through and try to escape. And I believe we also just saw Just take a safety save there, so he doesn't have to go through and do the whole thing again if he gets caught now.
I did it too early. So we're entering our next farming session here. There's 3 total farming sessions in the game. Part of the 100% completion is not only getting all of the heart squids and the dark magic from the Cracklebats, but you need to be able to buy every single one of Shantae's upgrades from the store. The first time we went back to town, we bought a bunch of the upgrades, but we still have a few more to pick up. The first time you pick up around 740 to 750 monies. The second time we're going to be going at about 800-ish because this section is a bit faster. You get more money just because there's more boxes, pots that are available. And then we'll do one more a little bit later. So if this is a wonderful time for a couple more announcements, if any.
Of course, I can. Let's see what we have to say. I can let everybody know that, remind everybody again, funds raised go to the Alberta Children's Hospital as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars raised make the biggest impact. Means, yeah, they get to do what they want with that money. Maybe they want to have a giant pizza party. Maybe that's the most beneficial thing they can do in this situation. I would hope that, well, I'm sure there's going to be situations. Maybe they need pizza. Pizza's great. Everybody loves a little bit of pizza. Maybe they need some new equipment. Through a lot of other methods, through certain grants and sorts, they can only buy very specific things that would still be beneficial, but aren't going to make the world of difference that unrestricted funds can and will do. Maybe they need new computers. There's a lot of situations where it's like, you get grants and you're just not allowed to buy computers. I know a lot of places that still use Windows 98. Nintendo used that for their Splatoon netcode for the longest while.
Did they really? That's wild.
The only reason updated, I think, for like Splatoon 3.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's really important to have unrestricted funds because the hospital is in a situation where, unlike Nintendo, they don't have the choice to dig their heels in and continue using outdated equipment. They really want to use modern stuff because, I don't know about you, but more modern technology usually brings about more positive change and more things you can do to make life easier. And especially in a position as difficult as theirs, having things be a little bit easier for the doctors, for the patients, it makes a world of difference. So being able to give that money towards them as unrestricted funds is insurmountably good.
So we did see Lilia has now been caught by the guards 3 times, doing a little bit of a riskier strat, trying to get through as fast as possible, but unfortunately it's not worked out for them this time. We'll see if this time maybe they go through and do a less risky strat. Maybe. Or maybe we'll just be here for the rest of the run.
We believe in you, Lilia. You can do it.
You could say Lilia's feeling a little risky boots.
Ooh.
Yeah, my boots are risky.
Your boots are very risky today. We managed to get enough money, and this is kind of, as Jinx had mentioned, those 2 extra keys we picked up allow us to skip the rest of this entire dungeon. There's a bunch of extra sections to go get the 2 keys normally, but because we were able to grab those keys earlier, this saves us a world of time.
Yeah, so basically Tess is just going to use these keys that we had earlier picked up to save his friends who are just chilling, not at all concerned about being kidnapped. And once they're all saved, I believe they're going to go and find out that the princess was not missing. The princess was just on a grocery run.
The best part about it is it's only been 30 minutes.
Look, sometimes it can be really easy just for somebody to disappear, and then you have just the mildest panic attack, and you just jump to like 50 different conclusions. You're like, oh, well, we're in this terrible situation. We need to act fast, and sometimes you act too fast.
So, just because the lead temple dude feels bad for kidnapping, he's going to give them the golden pickaxe, and they're going to use that to be able to get into the dungeon. Also, congrats, Lilia, you got through this part finally. So.
Yay!
Yeah, took
Great
it
job.
slow.
Proud of you. You did it.
So now Lilia is just going to start collecting money, I believe.
Yes.
Well, Des is going to open up this dungeon by giving the golden pickaxe to a worker who's going to break down this wall, and then, yeah.
There's still about 3 or 4 screens before the actual dungeon from that part,
Mm-hmm.
but it opens up the rest of the map.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't open up the dungeon exactly, but the only way to get to the dungeon.
Yes.
Well, that was a good Cracklebat. He decided to
That was
behave.
a very fast Cracklebat. And so this is one of the ones where Des isn't going to leave the screen. He's going to wait for the animation, because you'll see once he leaves the screen, he pops out and cannot get back to where he was. And so he's just going to continue on flying across pretty much as fast as possible, skipping most of the enemies,
Oh,
and
he's-
grabbing another Cracklebat here.
He wasn't as nice.
This one wasn't doing it. Was still not terrible, but
No, that's
not
super
quite
good.
as nice. And so this is the same thing. He's going to wait for the animation and collect the dark magic, and then head out and move on.
And one final Cracklebat. He behaved a little bit better. That was nice.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
We'll see how lucky our Cracklebat luck is when we go back to town.
Mm-hmm. So from here, he's going to move forward into the Lost Catacombs. So this is our dungeon, and going to grab the heart squid at the beginning here, and then just move forward into the main part of the dungeon. This dungeon is where you would normally get your sword attack, the downwards sword drop attack, and because he already has it, he's just going to skip most of the dungeon.
I've gotten 3 monster milks so far from Spiky Boys. This has been a very bountiful run. Tanline has been very nice to me.
I mean, honestly, it's the ret to goes.
Yeah, we got 3 ret to goes. That's
3 monster milks.
I got 3 super pikes from the skeletons
nice.
on the way to the enchanted sword,
Uh-oh.
which was also nice.
So, they're farming, so they're just going to grab a heart squid and then get out of here. Presumably as quickly as possible. Gotta rescue their friends, and then they will be trying to get to the dungeon as fast as they can. On the other screen, Des is just farming some baddies to get through to the next part of the dungeon.
Oh, I missed it.
And so this part here, supposedly you can get through on the very first cycle. I don't think Jess has ever done it before.
It requires, like, razor-thin timing. What are we doing for... Nice. This is pretty good so far.
So we're gonna be on to our next boss here, which is Squid Baron, who we talked to earlier. And he had wanted to just, you know, go on vacation, not be a boss anymore, but didn't work out. And he's here, angry as ever, being a little boss. And you'll see with the upgrades that Jess has bought, and also the Super Pike Ball, this is going to actually go pretty quick. He's already on to the second page, which is Squid Baron 2.0.
Oh, he went for the E.
So that's some really good RNG. It enables Jess to pretty much kill him on the first cycle here.
It's a pretty solid town line.
That was a pretty good one, yeah. So from here, he gets the map to the next island. He's gonna pop out of the dungeon and then use the pirate flare to get back to the boat.
I keep hitting. Keep hitting too early.
Just too excited about this run.
It's going really well for a change.
So Lilia's now gonna grab the crackle bats that you have to wait for the animations for, and then after they've grabbed all these crackle bats, they're gonna head into the dungeon and hopefully have as good of a dungeon as Des did. So now Des is back at our beginning island, our main island, and he's just going to grab the crackle bats that Lilia grabbed at the beginning of the run. I don't know that there's really a time difference between grabbing them now and earlier. I think it's more just a runner's preference.
I think it's slightly faster picking them up now because you have more attack speed, but that's about it.
So
I've got a quick question for all of you.
Of course.
yeah, absolutely.
What got you into speedrunning this game?
Lilia, actually. I had no idea what Shantae was like 10-ish years ago, I think is when they came out. And I picked it up because I like Castlevania type games. I like the Metroidvania styles. And I ended up having fun with this. Lilia taught me the speedrun on the fly, and then we just decided, let's do a run. Why not? It'd be fun.
I mean, it helps that you're all is cute girls.
It's
Lots
true.
of cute
Right?
girls.
It's
It
true.
certainly helps.
Is there really a point
Wait.
in playing a game without cute girls?
I mean, if there's cute boys, that's also for a plus.
That's true, that's true.
What about you, Lilia? What got you into this?
So when I first was introduced to the series, it was the first one on the DSi, actually, the Virtual Console, and I just played through it, and it was I fell in love right away because there's an amount of humor that unfortunately we don't get to see in the speedrun because we skip everything. But Shantae is actually really sassy. And yeah, so just the humor overall and the gameplay was fun. I enjoy the Castlevania style games as well. And I kind of just fell in love with the characters in the world, so...
You know, Castlevania would be a lot better if it had a lot more cute girls in it.
Agreed.
It's true. I mean, Maria's pretty fantastic, but...
She is. We cannot forget about Maria.
So we've entered Mud Bog, which is one of the most dangerous areas in the entire game. This is usually where my run goes to die, so we're very grateful right now that we made it through. I took a safety save because everything on here starts hitting for 2 damage minimum, and once we start going into the next area, they'll start hitting for 4. We haven't really touched on it as far as health is concerned. For our hearts, each point of damage is a quarter of a heart, similar to Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. So because we're so low on health, we have to be very careful in these areas. We're now basically entering the point where getting hit more than once will kill you.
Do you have
Random
to turn
pickup
in
there.
hearts to be able to increase your health pool?
Yeah, so you have to collect the heart squids, but then you have to go talk to the squid smith in the main town, and she will break all of the squids down into an extra heart for you. It's a massive time loss. You can do it if you're kind of learning the run or if you're not quite comfortable with it yet, but it can be a massive, massive time loss to do so. Once you're more comfortable with the run, you usually don't. When Lily and I were running and prepping for the marathon, we considered the idea of grabbing a couple as absolute safety, but we decided against it.
How many seconds does it take per heart?
About 5 or 6.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, because she only gives you 1 heart at a time. So you have to crush down. So she'll take 4 heart squids and make you 1 heart. And yeah, it takes her 5 to 6 seconds to squish down each individual heart. So
I mean, this is a no contest then. Not only are you saving frames by not crushing them down, but you're also saving the squids by not having them squished into by a hammer.
It's true. As much as I love Squidsmith, I lovingly call her my wife because she's amazing. She does destroy the poor innocent heart squids.
So like in Metroid context, like you're literally getting when there is no bid war, you're getting both.
Yeah. Yeah, you only run into the Squidsmith the one time in our run. There is 1 heart squid that sits behind her to grab. And I have already run past.
Lilia will be there pretty quick.
I don't grab that bit squid until our final return to the island. So
So you won't be there pretty quick.
no, I won't. You won't see that until I'm on my way to the final boss.
Lilia just actually had a really good squid baron. Mostly because they were able to pick up a super monster milk, which was that's just like a damage up item, and that's really helpful. Normally you wouldn't have one at this point in the run yet, so that drop was really nice.
You do have a comment pointing out that Alucard is a cute girl. What do you mean? And that is an excellent point.
That is a
Alucard
completely valid point. You are so
Completely
right.
valid.
I apologize for not considering our Lord and Savior Alucard.
Right?
Alucard is one of the cutest girls I've ever seen. We do have a donation for $25 from Error72, which reads, "Go, go, go! Putting this towards Usagi for TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Thank you so much, Error." And I do believe that puts Usagi up in the lead with Donnie for the top 2 positions, which I'm pretty sure is going to put a pretty high chance that we are going to see Usagi running alongside Donnie. There's still some time left for us to get Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, April, Splinter, Casey Jones, or Carrie to be our 3rd character. Or, if a character happened to go higher than $25, it's entirely possible that Donnie or Usagi might not even make the cut. Still lots of time to see what happens.
The ghost gave me a pirate flare. This is a good run.
Ooh.
This is what happens when you actually kill the ghost. Usually I don't.
Yeah, so Des is just doing the last little money grab right now. And I think you're aiming to get around 700, 800?
We're gonna stop at about 900, actually. This is usually the
900.
biggest one. Overall, it is the fastest because you can just stand on the edge of the screen. If you're lucky, the ghost won't get to you unless it arrives directly above you, so you can be a little cheeky and just pop in and out. But if they land on top of you, you have to back away or you'll get bopped, and it's not very nice.
Then you can't get the pirate flare if you don't kill them, so...
It's true.
The pirate flare is still a rare drop from the ghost, so getting one anyways is already low chance. They most regularly drop lobster tails, which is a health item.
Which
That sounds
hopefully we
tasty.
won't need.
Unless the skeletons give you a hard time when you're in the spider dungeon.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh no. Lily is having a rough time. This is not a nice area. There's a lot of enemies, and if you aren't killing them, it's a bit difficult to avoid them.
No, we're gonna take a safety save after all that money farming.
And what about you, Jinx? What got you into this game?
Yeah, Des and Lilia. I actually don't even play this game. I just spend a lot of time watching them play.
Valid. Absolutely valid.
Yeah, I have spent many hours over the years watching Des speedrun many different games, and so I feel like I have a pretty good hold on most of them, and I just enjoy watching, and enjoying watching my friend either do really well or do really terribly, and then making fun of him.
Oh. I almost got the coin toss on the first try. So this area, you have to pick up 3 different colored coins, and then you can play heads or tails. And in order to progress, you need to get heads. You need to get it correctly on each individual person, all 3 times in a row. The most common is heads, tails. But if you get it wrong on any of them, you have to go back to the first person and start over, which can be a little tedious, especially when you get real close, and then they decide to be cruel at the end.
That ghost tried to take my life.
Oh no!
They wanted to go
I
on
had
and
to-
saw yours as fit.
I had to crawl by him.
That's tragic.
So Des is now getting the manly musk from this manly man who was summoned by the fire.
Who is believed to be Shantae's father.
A little bit of lore right there.
That I did
Yeah.
not know.
And the manly musk is used to open this little cave here, and that will be our next little dungeon. Lilia is now doing some money farming, so they'll just be running back and forth between this screen for a hot minute.
Oh,
While
whoops.
Des runs through this dungeon.
Oh,
Wow, I've gotten so many monster milk drops.
lucky.
Just regulars, but like those are still pretty solid.
Yeah, I have 1.
This-
I've been getting super pike ball drops though.
That's good.
I don't know if there's anything super special about this dungeon you want to say, Des?
This is the one where if anybody thought I was good at the game, I'm not.
I know
It
that
probably is like much more of a platformer vibe than most of the other dungeons, and
Take that!
it takes a bit more.
Yeah, it is
A bit more.
it is the dungeon where you get Risky's boots, which is the item we use to run.
They're almost as powerful as Risley's lamp, though. Like,
Almost. Grizzly's lamp is always the best.
If I could poke you all with another question.
of course.
Just because we can always poke and learn a couple of fun things. I know in a run that we had during this event, there was a super rare drop that did actually speed up the run if the runner, the runner realized that it was a PB for them. But is there any kind of drop in this game that you don't normally go for, but if you just so happen to get it, it would make the run significantly faster? Like something rarer than the super pike ball.
So the rarest item that you would want to get in this run is the super monster milk, and there's only a few characters that can drop it at a relatively okay pace. Seeing it in your run is going to be a very uncommon thing without having to spend money. But if you do get it, it can... it basically adds 10 to all of your damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, so in fact, out of the 2 enemies that drop it regularly, one of them we don't even see in the run. And they're Batgirls. And they only really appear in, like, some of the, like, combat arena type rooms, and we avoid most of those. And the other one is the Scorpion Ladies that we saw on Timeline. And I actually got a Super Monster Milk drop from them in the battle arena before the Squid Baron.
So that can be a huge time save right there just because you got it.
Yeah, which is why my Squid Baron was quite fast.
So this is on Dragon?
Dagron.
Dagron?
Dagron, yeah.
Dagron. Dagron.
Yeah.
The massively misspelled monstrosity.
Yeah. And my massive issue with pronouncing. But that was a very, very, very fast Dagron.
That was the fastest Dagron I have ever done in my life. Thank you for that sound cue.
did?
I did. Yeah. I heard it, and I got first hit on every single one of them. Even without a super monster, I did.
Proud of you.
Yeah. This was, like, the biggest worry for my run. The fact that I was able to get that was top-notch.
Yeah. Didn't
Wow.
even have time to explain the fight, so that was really, really great. Congrats. I know you were worried about that one.
Yeah. That was it. So normally you would use a Pirate Flare to leave, but when you are effectively in the equivalent of the Underworld, you can't Pirate Flare out. So you actually have to go back up to the Land of the Living, and that's why we don't pick up that Heart Squid until on the way out, because you can just risky boots your way through the wall. And it's on the way instead of going out of your way for it.
Not really out of your way, because you can drop through the floor at the top of that and just grab it. But
Wait, I don't need to go get money this time because I'm way ahead. This is good.
yeah. So I usually get that one on first entry, but I opted not to this time because I was low on health and just wanted to save right away. Because those Nagas that are running around in that room are quite dangerous. Because they can jump, and they jump really far. And they do 4 damage.
Normally I wouldn't have spent a Flesh Pot for taking 1 damage in any other part of the game, but this is the area where enemies do the most amount of damage outside of bosses. These dogs, as you can see, if they hit you, do 6 damage. We don't like that.
When you only have 8 damage worth of hearts, 6 is a bit scary.
Yeah.
These dogs also have a chance of dropping monster milks, but it's not very high. So if you get one, you're very, very grateful.
Yeah, so we recently found out, thanks to Des, that you can actually get monster milk from rats.
I'm sorry.
didn't even know that it was on their drop table. But yeah.
What's better than rat milk?
Anything else?
Probably most other options that you have available to you. I would much rather the bento box. Ooh, super pike ball. Okay, that's good. I think that's the last one I need for the entire run, so I don't have to buy any. Which
yeah, you had 3, you used one, so yeah, I think you're at 3 again.
I think that means I unfortunately have over-farmed, but that's okay.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. That's fine. Do I remember the pattern for this? Yes, I do.
Believe.
One lovely little heart squid hiding in a little maze.
And so all of the little red mouths are auto, I believe, and the green ones are where you choose.
Yeah.
Yes. That is correct.
You may have seen it a couple times there where we'll just fall off the stage. When you die or fall off screen, it takes you to the beginning of the screen that you were on. That was nice. There's a couple instances where we can take advantage of that to get through a little bit faster. And isn't that the name of the game?
So Jess is just flying through the sky right now. I believe up here is oh, here's where all the mummies get what they had coming to them.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, in this part of this island, we're just going up and up and up. And then once we get far enough up, there's a save point that we're going to skip. And then up at the top here, there's a heart squid in this room.
Oh no. Come on. Nobody said I was an expert at this game.
Lilia is on day run now.
Well,
So yeah, a couple more cycles than Desu had, but Desu had an amazing day run. That was still very, very quick.
Nicely done.
yeah, I missed the audio cue the first time.
So Des just picked up a targeting module from Bolo. The targeting module, basically, Ammo Baron has built or ordered built a
Pirate flare.
cannon, and Bolo was tasked with making a targeting module for it. We will see shortly that that was probably a mistake. Bolo's not the brightest bulb out there.
He tries his best, and that's really what matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, effectively Ammo Baron has decided now that he owns the palace, he wants to raise it to the ground and start fresh. So he orders a cannon, and his whole goal is to blow up the palace to start over. We don't like that, Bolo got hired because Ammo Baron decided that he saw something in Bolo that nobody else did, because he doesn't know who Bolo is as a person yet. Unfortunately, that will not play out well for him. So this part, we are prepping everything so that Ammo Baron can begin firing his cannon, and we will see what happens shortly. We're taking a quick dip over into Spiderweb Island there to go bring a lost soul to one of our zombies, and he gives us the Spirit of Joe, who you may remember was turned to stone. And we're going to use that to free him.
So back to Scuttletown, where we go up to where Joe has been turned to stone, and we're going to infuse his spirit back with his body.
By affectionately telling him to wake up, sleepyhead.
Yep. And Barracuda Joe's out. He's done with this. There's nothing more he wants to do with this.
He's
So-
done skis.
He's out. We're heading back to the shop for, I believe, our last buy, where we're going to get the remainder of Shantae's power-ups, and then whatever other items that they'll need for the remainder of the run. Because
Yeah, that's solid.
both of them have had some amazing drops. That's really not a lot that they need to get, but just got all that money, so might as well spend it.
So the other people that we need to get involved are our bikini ladies from earlier. They actually...
Twitch and vinegar, by the way.
Oh, that's they work for the Ammo Baron, and they are currently distracted, and they need to go back to their post so that they can fire the cannon. So that's why we're off to go find them. We're also going to take this opportunity to go get the last items that I'm missing on this island. So we're going to go grab the Crackle Bats and the Heart Squids that Lilia got earlier.
Yeah, so they're just... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, they're distracted because they heard a rumor that the legendary hero Branson has been spotted on in Scuttletown. So, yeah. That's where they went.
Yeah, so once Desu picks up these last few items, he is effectively 100%ed all the items in the game.
Yeah, until we do our last dungeon, we're pretty set now.
So here we have found our legendary hero Branson.
Hey guys, we should get matching purses.
No!
Oh, and Lilia got the Wrath of the Dogs.
Oh no! How far does that put you back?
Just before leaving my bug.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. I took the save on the way out, so...
Wise.
Yeah. I do tend to have this issue where I accidentally crouch while I'm running.
Oh, yeah.
It's just which stops me from running. So, just a unfortunate quirk of the D-pad I'm using, where it's really easy to hit down as well.
So poor Techno Baron was standing in the wrong spot, and Bolo really screwed up the targeting module, so he got blowed up. And it has now opened the entrance to the dungeon on Frostbite. Now, normally I wouldn't, but because we are in Marathon, I am going to take a safety save here. The one interesting way that we do the roundabout in Frostbite, we don't get a save point, so if for some reason I lose on Steel Maggot, I would not have a save spot on that island. So we're taking just something a little bit extra, just in case.
So the final 3 Heart Squids are going to be in this dungeon. And then just the boss, and then they're onto their last island after that.
If I can take this moment to quickly remind everybody that if we're closing in on this one, that means the cutoff period for our character selections for TMNT Shredder's Revenge is closing in on an end. And we are still looking for one more character if anybody would like to make a donation to choose either Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo. Oh, it looks like we've just got a $10 in on one more character. Yes, Conster just donated $10, throwing this $10 towards carry for TMNT, which means unless another donation comes in that changes the tides at all, we are likely going to be locked into Donatello, Usagi, and carry. Thank you so much.
Just have to go up here. We're missing 1 or 2 more keys, and this works out. Is our heart squid for the day. That is our second last one.
The coolest key pickup just happened, just so everyone knows.
Oh no.
No, not again! Oh, that's really, really tragic. Oh boy. The dogs are not being nice to Lilia today.
There we go.
So Des just picked up the last heart squid. So that's all items picked up. He is going to now fight our second last boss, Steel Maggot. Patent pending, of course. And he's going to Steel Maggot shoots a lot of projectiles, so using the bubble item basically blocks all the projectiles.
Of course it's reversed. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Get back here. Of course, this is me secretly. This is totally intentional. I'm manipulating RNG right now.
Yes,
I'm not.
this is exactly how this fight is supposed to go, and no one can comment differently.
Oh no!
Yeah, all as intended.
And of course, the pattern changed, so it's in the middle. Are you serious right now? That's super unfortunate. There you go, Lilia. You had a bit of a chance.
A little bit.
I gave you some time.
That wasn't the fastest Steel Maggot, but we got through it.
Thank you for jumping the other way, Cracklebat.
Tinkerbat.
Instead of ruining my life again.
So Tess just picked up the Lonely Grave map, so that'll be our last island.
Oh, wait, I got an extra pirate flare. Nice.
Activated.
So yeah, normally he'd have to run all the way back to the boat. Because he did pick up an extra pirate flare, he can just pirate flare back to the boat.
Unintentional time save.
Yeah, we got real lucky there. Thank you, Ghost, in the underworld, for saving us. We appreciate you.
So now we've arrived at the Lonely Grave. This is the last island, and it's not much of an island, truly just a grave. And here we will meet the Pirate King?
Pirate Master.
Pirate Master. Not a king, Master. Who then sweeps up Risky Boots And so we've got to go save Risky Boots.
Yeah,
Moist
he
the
didn't-
main snail. Kill the port blubber.
Yeah, he didn't find the One Piece. He's not the Pirate King.
No, that's true. So now Shantae is the pirate captain of Risky's ship.
That could only go well.
She is 100% the best pirate captain there ever has been.
Yeah,
She's definitely qualified.
Best pirate captain being big head hats.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, I did have to go stop and get another bubble because my steel maggot was not great. I accounted for what would happen if I did it properly, and I didn't, unfortunately. So we had to go grab an extra bubble. Luckily, I had the extra money.
And so now we're just going back through the island to the Pirate Master's palace, and this will be our last little dungeon, which is not so much of a dungeon. We're going to end up skipping most of it. So here we're just gonna use a little bit of a, I don't know if you'd call it a glitch, but basically you're not supposed to be able to jump as high as you can jump, and our runners are going to use that to get to the next platform instead of going through all the little mazes that they would normally have to go through.
The amount of time saved is so significant that you can basically just try like 10 to 20 times and it's still faster.
Yeah, it does require a little bit of timing, but it is a huge time save, so it's worth trying until you get it, basically.
That was a little bit nicer. I think we're good.
Yeah, you're doing really good for time. We're gonna take this last save here, so we don't have to go through all of the stuff we just did again. And now we're going out to battle the Pirate Master. So this is our last boss. He's got a few phases. First phase is just him. And we're just gonna attack him as he appears. There's nothing too special about that. We've used our super monster mouth, which is damage increasing, and our super pike ball. Now Jess has put on a bubble because he's going to be shooting projectiles at us. And now we're giving him all of our things, which is very interesting wording because he is just taking them, but the game has decided that we are giving him our things.
I got the God RNG on that first phase. He literally went between the two shortest points.
Wow.
Yeah, that could not have been luckier.
The game's like, your maggot was bad, so here, Pirate Master's gonna be nice for a bit.
And now it's just basically avoiding his attacks, and then when you have time to attack him, attacking him. The attacks are fairly predictable, so it's pretty easy for our runners to avoid them. I'm going to say that now, and then it's going to become not easy because I've probably jinxed them, but we'll see how it goes.
The jinxed dagger. Everyone.
And so that's first phase of the Pirate Master. Or second phase. Yeah. So, but he's not done yet. He wants his magic back. And so you're like, okay, but if you let Risky go, I'll give you your magic back. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then you're like, here, have the magic. But because Shantae is so good, all the dark magic has turned into light magic. And that's not of particular use to the Pirate Master. And turns out Shantae gets all her magic back. So now Basically, it's going to be the same different attacks from the Pirate Master, just with a little more intensity. So we're gonna see Des avoiding attacks some more, but they're gonna be just a little bit harder to avoid now.
You taunting him?
Yeah, it's...
I'm always taunting him.
Give it a BM. Poor pirate bastard just does not stand a chance against you. You're even going out of the way to taunt the poor guy.
And so you'll also notice that Shantae is doing a lot of damage, and that's because her magic just makes her that much stronger.
And time is coming up here. And that's time for me.
Yeah, so that was a really good run for you. Your PB's pretty close to that, I think. 132.42?
I think so, actually. That's wild. Let's see. How did we do? Not quite. That
Pretty
was still
close,
solid. That was a great run.
That was really fantastic. Honestly, if you hadn't been screwed over a little bit by our mechanical friend, I think that probably would have been a PB.
That would have been PB for sure. Take out a couple safety saves and yeah, not getting wrecked by Steel Maggot. That was a very slow run for me.
Yeah.
I mean, even that said, like, yeah, this was an incredibly good run.
Thank you. That was so much fun. And now,
fun in a charity marathon.
I know who does that, right? Like, what a good time. So basically, at the end of that, by purifying all of the magic, Shantae becomes a half genie again. She gets all of her powers. It's not just she gets a magic boost. At the end of the last game, Shantae loses her genie powers. You can still do that. So that's why you're using pirate items instead of the traditional genie magic that you would see in the other games.
You know, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, you don't really get to see the context in the speedrun itself. And now we're just getting back to the main screen to make sure I actually 100%ed, because that would be really embarrassing. But I'm pretty confident we got there. And some more bopping music at the end.
That's true.
Some cute pictures.
The most important thing is the stone guys actually made it alive. They're alive. They're okay. When they fell, the stone broke and freed them.
Best ending.
Hey, there we go.
Job.
All right, let's see if Lilia can get in there. We believe in you.
Thank.
Hold on.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Ooh, that's some clever little positioning to get that key. And then bring yourself down.
Yeah. Unsure if it actually saves any time, but it looks cool.
We think it saves a little bit of time because you don't have to worry about running off the side.
Platform. Yeah.
But if you can time it well when you fall off of it, you could avoid the bottom platform, so I think it's dependent on comfort.
There. What's your favorite track from this entire game?
Definitely the Run Roddy Tops section.
Outside of Red Roddy Tops.
Yeah, it's impossible to beat. It's just so fast. It's got good bop.
What else would you pick for a favorite song? If people like the song, or if there were other songs you would recommend from this, what else would you suggest?
I do like the boss music for the most part. I don't actually know specific names of tracks, if I'm completely honest. But I do like the boss music. And I like the altered music when the town becomes corrupted with the Pirate Master. Oh, you're close.
Oh, come on, Maggot. No.
This
It's
is
not treating you well either.
this is the most relatable content I've watched.
This is a mood.
This hurts my soul. I believe in you.
I didn't hit him fast enough the first time, so he only had 2 hits left.
No. Oh. Top 10 anime betrayals.
Yeah.
It's okay. The cleanup for this is pretty quick now. You're almost at the end.
Yeah.
We still got lots of time. You're perfectly good.
That's good. Well, grab the map. Map, you fool.
Yeah, that's kind of important. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
Right?
So I noticed in the tag it says no out of bounds. So there's an out of bounds way to go about this game?
Yeah, so what happens is if you eat something on the same frame that you enter a stage transition or a screen transition, it kind of locks you into the screen and you can jump through some things. Most notably on Saliva Island, you can get into the first dungeon without grabbing the Petrify spell. You can just jump right through the floor.
You can see that saving some time.
Yeah, and then I believe in the Pirate Master's tower, you can just jump straight up from doorway to doorway as well. So things like that.
how many times did I die?
A number.
Oh, I didn't. How many times did I get hit is the real question.
Oh,
This was not the thing I was told to keep track of.
I know.
So,
I was like, I wanted to donate for how much I got wrecked, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna send some love either way.
I can guarantee you it's a number between 0 and infinity.
Ah,
it looks like my game is crashing.
Oh no.
uh-oh.
Oh no.
Why do?
Says you're done.
You thought you were gonna finish this run.
Yeah, I thought. Apparently I missed a crackle bat on tan line as well. So I was trying to go back and grab it, but the game said no. And now it's ending its own self.
Oh, that's not good.
This has never happened before.
Yeah, I don't in any of our races. I don't think that has ever actually happened before. We've had Lilia's machine restart in the middle of a run because Windows updates decided it was more important than finishing our run.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to finish because of that.
It's unfortunate.
You still did really good though. Like you were pretty on pace to kind of beat your past records though, even with a couple slip ups there. Like you were still on a really good pace.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call it because with how far back I would be,
That's fair.
unfortunately.
It was a really good run for you as well, though.
Yeah, phenomenal run from both of you. Shame it has to end this way, but
Yeah.
it's the curse of a marathon. Sometimes the universe just says nay, and things cease to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is the way it is.
Is the way it is. Thanks everybody who did get to watch there. Please go follow Lilia. They're a wonderful human.
Is there anything you all want to give a quick shout out to aside from that before we move on?
Big thanks to Way Forward and Matt Bozon for creating Shantae and making a really enjoyable game to speedrun.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Jinx.
just want to say thanks to Slurpathon for having us all. This was a lot of fun.
That too.
Yeah, this was our first public run for anything like this, so this was really fun and a little anxiety inducing, but in a good way. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad I got to be your hostess for this and watch and cheer you all on and watch the cool things. It was definitely a delight.
Thank you for hosting. You're a fantastic host. We really enjoyed our time with you today.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Before we move forward, I do want to say thank you to Anonymous, who actually just donated $18.27 just before we moved on. So thank you so much for that. And again, thank you to all of our friends here, Desu, Jinx, and Lilia. Coming up next, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It is going to be a race between Mr. Crab, Error 72, and Canster. Stay tuned and look forward to it.